Hello grade 2 scientists, welcome to another week of online learning. We are continuing with our topic, properties of materials. Last week we looked at the difference between an object, the material, and the properties of the material. Now I've got my water bottle here, and I hope you all are drinking a lot of water at home too. Now, the object is that this is a water bottle. Would you agree? Yeah, that's what it is. The material, I think we can say that there's two materials here. We've got the liquid inside, the water, and then we also have plastic. We have different types of plastic even. We've got the lid, different colors. We've got the label, that's a softer plastic, but this is plastic. So the bottle is our object and the material is plastic. And then the properties of this plastic bottle would be that it's smooth, that it's waterproof, it keeps the water inside, or if something of water was to spill on top, it won't go through. So this plastic is definitely waterproof. And I also think that it's quite flexible, especially if we take the water out, we'll be able to squish this bottle. So this week we're going to focus more on the properties of the materials. Now that we know the difference between an object, material, and the properties of material, we're going to focus on the properties of different materials. Now if you look at your lesson plan, and I've got it here, you do not have to print your lesson plans or any worksheets. I try to make it in such a way that you can do it all online, or you can make a poster or do your work on a piece of paper, but you do not need to print. Right, we're going to go through a couple of big words as we build up our knowledge base and vocabulary before we move into our mini investigations starting next week. Right, hardness. If we say the property of a material is hard, let's have a look at what hardness means. It means the resistance to scratching and pressure. So if it's very hard and I scratch it, it won't even dent, there won't even be a mark. For example, wood. We often test the hardness of wood to know how we can use it. We won't use a soft wood if we wanted to hold a lot of weight. So depending on how hard an object is, we will then decide how we will use that material or that object. Right, the next word is strength, the amount of force needed to break a material, usually by pushing or pulling down. Right, so how strong something is depends on how much force we use on it. Toughness is the resistance to breaking and cracking. So it's the opposite of brittle. So toughness is how hard it is to break or crack it. Okay. Would you say my plastic bottle is very tough? I agree. I don't think it is very tough. I think I might even be able to break it with my hands. Right. The next word, stiffness, amount of force needed to change the shape of material, opposite to flexible. Now we said that my plastic bottle is quite flexible, right? So I can squish this, as we said. It's very flexible. I can change the shape of it quite easily. So if it was very stiff, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Right. Elasticity, the ability to return its original shape when a force is removed. Example, a rubber band. Right, so we know that a rubber band is very elastic. We also often call it an elastic band. So it's very elastic, we can pull it, and then when we let go of the force, so we don't have any more force, it will go back to its original shape quite easily, so it's very elastic. Plasticity, the ability to retain the new shape when a force is removed. Right, so for example, clay. Right, so if I add force to the clay and I change the shape, it stays in that shape. It doesn't move back like a rubber band. So there's a difference between elasticity and plasticity. Okay, that's quite important. Then absorbency, the ability of a material to soak up a liquid. Right. Now we said this water bottle is waterproof. Right. It doesn't soak up the material. Do you think it would be practical to dry myself after I had a shower with a plastic sheet? No, because plastic doesn't absorb. It's waterproof. So we would want something that absorbs water, like a towel, right? And I love a thick, soft towel that can absorb lots of water. Right. And then our last one, waterproof, resistance to liquids, and it repels water. Right, so again, my water bottle is waterproof. So absorbency is how much water it can soak up, and then waterproof is whether it repels water. So they're also very close to each other. Right, I am looking forward to seeing more photos of your work. Please keep sending them in. I was very impressed with all your work up to now. A lot of you are doing your work on paper, and then you're taking photos. You're doing it neatly. You're using fantastic handwriting. I see a lot of color too. You know I love color, pictures, using your character strength of creativity. I love it. So keep doing that, and I can't wait to see the work that you are doing for week 4. The activity is quite simple. You just need to complete the sentence by adding lots of good words to describe the properties of the materials. Okay? Right, well, before I go, I just wanted to have a look at our monkey bars here in the Adventure Playground. Yes, you have guessed it. I am sitting at school outside, and you can hear the birds chirping, and the only thing that's missing is the lovely sounds of all you guys and all the children's voices and the laughter in the playground. So we're very sad that we can't have this, but we know we have to stay at home so that we can stay safe, so we understand why we are staying home. But I still miss you guys. Right, now I wanted to have a look at the monkey bars today. Now, the monkey bars, that is the object, right? That's what it is. Okay, this bar is called a monkey bar. We're going to climb like a monkey, right? So that is the object. What is the material? Yes, it's metal. Why do you think we used metal and not a different material like sponge or even wood or plastic? Yes, I think metal is stronger, right? So plastic might melt, and wood would be hard to shape. Also, wood can splinter. Have you ever heard of that? Wood that splinters? Yes, so when it starts to crack and break, and little bits of the wood can splinter off, and it can go into your hand. So I think metal was a very good choice there. Also, we can shape and reshape metal by heating it up. So we can heat up the metal and mold it and put it in a shape that we want, and then cool it down, and then we will have the shape we want. So metal is a practical material to use if we want a shape that is hard to make. If we had to use wood, someone would have had to carve that out, and it might break also. Right, so the object is that it's a monkey bar, the material is metal, and the properties of our monkey bar is that it's strong, right? And that's why we use the metal. We need it to be strong. We needed to be able to shape it in a shape that we wanted, so being able to heat up the metal and make it into a shape we wanted. And it also needs to be durable. So it's going to stand in the heat in the summer after summer for many years, and you know how hot it gets here in Sharjah. So it needs to be weather resistant too, heat resistant. Right. So the material that we use is important. It's important that we use the material that suits the criteria for its uses. All right. Well, I really hope that you learned a few new words this week, and I can't wait to see your lovely sentences. Stay safe, take care of yourself, and I look forward to next week when we start our mini investigations. Have a great week. Take care.